Welcome. Today is Wednesday, February 24th. We're in the Independence Public Library and we have Lorraine Rose with us today. Welcome, Lorraine. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. We're going to be doing this interview with Lorraine as part of a year-long project that includes interviews with 12 other members of the Black, Indigenous, and people of color community here in Independence or with ties to Independence. I wanted to ask you to go ahead and state your name in case I didn't pronounce it right, and just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, hi, my name is Lorraine Rose. I go to school at the Independence Middle School here in Independence. I am a part of Quiz Bowl and I play tennis, and I'm also a part of the band, and I play the saxophone, and yeah.
And I understand that you're a reader, Lorraine. Have you always been a reader?
Yes, I have. I've always loved to read. It's just something that I enjoy doing and something that passes time.
What got you started reading?
My mom used to read to me a lot when I was a baby, and as I was growing up, she just always loved to read to me, and so it made me want to read a lot too.
Good. Is there one book in particular or a series of books that perhaps you really enjoyed or that inspired you? Yes,
it's called The Might of the Angels, and it's been really impactful on my life.
Why is that?
It tells about a girl and her adventures of going to a new school, and how it was hard on her to be the only African American student attending the school, and how she got bullied and how she overcame that with the help of her friends from her old school and with her mother.
That sounds really good. We'll look up the author on that. And can I also ask you, what people have been most influential in your life?
Well, my parents for sure, especially my mom. Whenever I was getting bullied a lot through 3rd through 5th grade, she was there for me a lot of the time and helped me through and helped me just keep myself together and stay calm and content. And also my ELA teacher this year, her name is Mrs. Spears Green, and she's helped me a lot through my harder days, and she's made me laugh and stay happy throughout the day, and she just made me feel better about myself.
Good deal. What are your parents' names?
Michael Rose and Deetra Rose.
Awesome. Any other people that have been particularly helpful in your life? Or also I wanted to ask you if there were other books that you might refer people to if they would like to know more about Black people, and if they have questions, how can they find out more?
I would definitely recommend looking for some good autobiographies over people in the African American community, and just finding out more about what impact they had on helping us become more recognized. And I would definitely recommend a book called Brown Girl Dreaming. It was a really good book, and it talks about how moving from a different state and how she was treated differently because she moved from the north to the south. And she talks about how people looked at her and would spit on her and would call her slurs, and it really made me look at how much more freedom I have today, and how much I take simple things that I do every day for granted.
How can we help encourage kids to read? I know sometimes a lot of kids don't read books. Is there anything that we can do or that we need to change so that kids would be encouraged to read more?
I don't really know how to answer that question because I've always just enjoyed reading because it made me like feel happy, and like reading about these different places, it made me imagine them in my head. And so I think maybe if they started reading a book that they about something that they were interested in or passionate about, they could maybe get into it a little more, or just like reading maybe like 5 minutes a day or 2 minutes a day, and just building on to that as you start to enjoy it more. I think that would help.
That's a great idea. Do you have any other thoughts you'd like to add to this interview? Like, what makes Lorraine Rose happy?
I would say what makes me happy is knowing that I have people in my life that can help me through things that I don't always know how to help myself through. And always having friends to back me up and have just support systems.
And I always ask everyone how they'd like to be remembered, which you may not have thought about that because you're so young, but someday, how would you like people to look back and remember you?
I think I would like people to remember me as someone that they could talk to or just like have a conversation with whenever they felt like they didn't have anyone, or just to talk to or just have fun with.
Thank you, Lorraine. Thanks for coming today. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.